welcome back to the Beat LA podcast, the only podcast bringing you Bay Area sports from a Hollywood perspective, brought to you by two Bay Area guys in Hollywood just trying to win the group chat. We treat the 49ers and Warriors like family and the Giants like a long-term toxic relationship. We also talk movies, TV, pop culture, and the occasional life lesson we learned the hard way. It's sports talk for creatives and creative talk for sports fans. My name is Matt Ferrucci, and I am joined, as always, by the only man who was upset that Taylor Swift wasn't at the Super Bowl. He's the original Bad Bunny, Mr. Paul Rule.
Matt, okay, I don't know what to say. We've been gone for a couple months. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
We're back. Happy 2026.
What's up?
We have a new fucking opening. I didn't even know that.
You asking, I was on the gym. I was at the gym doing like a curl.
Yeah.
And when I got the thing where you're like, hey, can we get a new intro?
It's incredible.
And so I did it.
If only the rest of my life were that instant. Although you did throw me because you sent me the notes beforehand.
Yeah.
It was the old intro, and also you introduced me as somebody else, not the Taylor Swift thing.
I like to keep you off balance. I was gonna call you Dick Hammer.
Dick Hammer,
based off of Sam Daronld's grandfather, who was the Marlboro Man.
Incredible.
What a great name, Dick Hammer.
Okay, I got some, because I was ready to talk about Dick Hammer. Can I talk about Dick Hammer for a quick second?
Most definitely can talk about Dick Hammer.
Clearly, it gave me something to root for in the game. You know, I would say this is the worst Super Bowl of all time. It ended up being one of the most boring Super Bowls. Two teams I hated. I wanted to end up in a tie and have both of their team buses crash into each other.
Yeah.
But once I found out that Sam Daronld's grandfather's name was Dick Hammer, I'm like, I got somebody to root for. Mm-hmm. We're like, oh, Cardinals seeing ghosts. He's a pussy. He can't win. His grandfather's Dick Hammer. He's the scion of Dick Hammer. He's got to be a stud. Anyway, Dick Hammer could have chose to be Richard Hammer or Rich Hammer, but he decided to go with Dick. He knew what he was doing. He's a great American. He was an Olympian, a firefighter, and the Marlboro Man.
You know what? I mean, this just came to me. Paul, you should teach a class at a community college on Dick Hammer. Because, I mean, it was so professorial right there.
Okay, I was been waiting for Boogie Nights 2. Remember? Instead of Dirk Diggler, why wouldn't his name be Dick Hammer?
It just blows up because the name is just so powerful. It says Dirk Diggler.
Sure. I mean, your calling is something completely different. Folks, welcome to the Beat LA podcast.
I'm also working on having a kid. Dick Hammer Rule. How's that sound?
Yeah, no, it's bad. Dick Rule. Dick Rules. Dick Rule.
Is anybody named Dick anymore?
No. Richard.
Yeah.
Rich Dick. Hey, listen, folks, welcome back to the Beat LA
We're
podcast.
getting warmed up, people. It's been 2 months.
Welcome back to the show. It's been a while. I know it just popped up on your phone, on your iPhone. You're like, holy shit, latest episodes. Beat LA podcast? What? I forgot how much I wanted to hang out with these guys. We're back, contrary to the rumors out there that the band broke up. Okay?
Ooh, we got some news on that, man.
We do, but we'll come back to that.
That's known as a teaser.
That's known as a tease. Paul, it's a new year. It's actually a whole new year. It's 2026. Shout out to Nick Conrad, our producer, editor over there. We'll get to Nick later. There's some big news on the horizon with Nick Conrad. Good news, actually.
Good.
It's actually good news.
Changing his name to Dick Hammer.
My mom was not pleased, but I think it was worth it.
Did you ever have like Nick the Dick when you were in like junior high?
Not really. It was more like the Nick, Nickelodeon.
Wow. Do you know what Nick the Dick is from? What movie it's from?
No idea.
We like to do this quiz with our Gen Z here.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it's from?
No.
Bachelor Party with Tom Hanks.
Ah, gotcha.
Better known as Nick the Dick.
Nick the what?
The Dick. Hey! Okay.
Well, see, that's why, like, if he was Gen X like us, he would have definitely got, like, the dick jokes as a kid. What about Nick Foles? They called him Big Dick.
Big Dick
Foles,
Nick.
Big Dick Nick.
Yeah.
You know, Big Cock Brock, Birdie. We'll get to that later, too. Folks, do a little house cleaning here. You can still watch the show on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere. Rate, subscribe, pretend you have friends, and send it to them. We have a great show, Paul. As Steph Curry says to his teammates before every game, just us. no guest. We have no guest today, folks. Timothy Chalamet's people reached out, wanted him to do a little Oscar campaign, and we said no. We don't want little Tim. Okay, our fans just want us. Paul, I think this is our crystal ball pod because we're going to be looking into the future.
Okay.
On this pod, because we're going to be talking Warriors NBA trade deadline. What does it all mean? Where do the Warriors go from here? Is there a reason for hope? We're going to talk 49ers season wrap up. What does it all mean? What does the future bring? Giants spring training is around the corner. Do the offseason moves translate into a winning team this year?
Right. I got my glove. Brought my Princeton JV baseball glove, Matt, because it's baseball season.
Sure.
Yeah.
But before we get to all that, our own Nick Conrad, we got to do a little Super Bowl checking because we buried the lead here. He once again was at the Super Bowl.
He was.
On boots on the ground. And when I say boots on the ground, folks, he was on the field. He works the Super Bowl every year. He was in New Orleans. He was in Miami. He was in Arizona. There was an incident at the last Super Bowl. It's a good thing the city was.
I told you not to talk about that.
I understand that. But he was real close to Bad Bunny. He could smell him. Nick, tell us, what was the Super Bowl like?
What did he smell like?
What was the vibes?
Benito smells like flowers.
Oh, wow.
Smells incredible.
Interesting. You're a connoisseur of Super Bowls. How did this one translate?
You know, as far as the game, it was the most boring Super Bowl I've been to, but as far as the cultural impact of the halftime show, it was by far the biggest. I didn't think it would be possible to top Kendrick's performance last year.
Yeah.
But this one, I mean, I posted about it on my Instagram stories, and it's tough because I know that no matter what else I do in my life, nothing will ever have the significance of working the Super Bowl. No one will ever be as interested in anything else I do.
I take offense to
other
that.
than
The
Super
Beat
Bowl.
LA podcast takes offense to that.
I take offense to that. I do some really cool things, including this podcast.
Thank you.
No one cares as much as they do about the Super Bowl.
That's true. Like, Nick posts stuff where he's like biking through the Appalachian Mountains,
right,
as the sun is setting, and like no one cares. They're
and
like,
your
hey.
dating profiles are now a picture of you and Bad Bunny.
I should update that.
Well, you bring up a good
That
point.
might change your demographic,
Okay,
too.
first off, you were right. The performance, I mean, this to me, whether you're a fan of the music or not, I thought it was an unbelievable show. With the bushes and the things and the props and the moves and the characters and everything he had, the pomp and circumstance. What did you think of the show?
Unbelievable. I don't know much Spanish, and I had no familiarity with his songs going into it, but the vibes and the energy was so contagious that it didn't matter that I didn't know the songs. I loved it so much just as someone with eyeballs.
You're like a talent liaison. Did you actually hang out with Bad Bunny?
Not really.
Okay.
He's pretty isolated, as most stars of that level are in that environment.
Was there talk about the fact, which we were talking about here for a second, he's a 49er fan.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, his uncle.
He was wearing his uncle's 64 jersey. His uncle was born in 1964. He was the man that made him love football, and he was a 49er fan. And he said that the only thing that could be better about performing at the Super Bowl this year is to come back and do it when the 49ers win the Super Bowl. So, wow.
I think that's great. Bad Bunny
He's not my second favorite bunny after Bugs. That's such a terrible fucking joke.
No,
Thanks, man.
that's actually fine.
Yeah,
That's actually
I
fine.
thought it was fucking great, by the way. I thought it was great.
Bad Bunny's a great performer. You ever seen him host Saturday Night Live?
I have not.
He has a Shrek sketch he does. He's actually a really funny actor.
Hi.
Hey. Whoa. Shrek.
Yeah, I'm Shrek.
You went to some of the parties in San Francisco. Tell me about the parties. Was it wild?
Did you get shot like Keon White?
Did he shoot
No.
Keon White?
Yeah.
Well,
Only 49ers get shot.
Yeah.
I went to the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco on Saturday night, and they had this Patriots event going on where it was like everyone was there. I don't know what exactly the purpose of it was, but I saw Jason Kelce was there, Guy Fieri, Tyreek Hill, and I'm sure that there were more. I mean, the street outside was lined with black cars to the point where you couldn't even drive on it. But the city was bumping, and it hosted so well. There were things, there were activities, there were activations. Everywhere you went, you knew that this was the Super Bowl host city, and they blew everyone away.
Thanks for the invite to those parties, Nick. So Daniel Lurie, our new mayor, who I met at a Christmas party, Matt. We haven't talked since then.
Right.
We had a nice 30-second chat where I said, "Hey, you're doing a great job," and he looked at me sincerely,
Yeah.
and he said, "Thank you."
Well, did you tell?
$450 million that brought in. And he said 10 years ago that half the board of supervisors didn't even want the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know.
This
I know.
year they were all on board because San Francisco's back, baby.
Yeah, Daniel Lurie. I mean, did you tell him when you saw him at that Christmas party that he won the BLA Podcast Man of the Year award?
I did tell him that. I tried to give him a mug, a coffee mug, and I got tackled by the Secret Service. I think they thought it was a pipe bomb.
Oh man, I couldn't be. No, it's hilarious. I couldn't be more proud of my city, San Francisco, for hosting that. That's funny. Tyreek Hill was there. People hide their daughters? Was there a lot of escort call? I mean, this is a serious question.
I'm sure.
Did you see call girls out there? Did you see working girls?
I wasn't looking for him, but so I didn't notice.
I was in the Super Bowl, as you both know. The 49ers lost the last two Super Bowls I went to.
Yeah.
And one of those was in Miami. And that was an unbelievable hooker stripper fest. I was doing a lot of interviewing. For
Research.
That's the word I'm looking at, just out of curiosity. And one of this gal was like, "I'm never working a Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
There are too many of us. There's too much. There's not enough demand and too much supply."
You know, my favorite part back in the day, pre-COVID, when you'd go to Vegas and you'd be at the bar playing video poker with the drink, is when that girl would come up next to you and say, "Are you here for the convention?"
And you would always say, "Which convention?"
Yeah, oh my
because there's
God.
always a hooker convention going
God.
on in Vegas. So the answer could be yes.
Well, Nick, thanks for the Super Bowl report. We're going to get into a little bit more with you later. Before we get to the Warriors, Giants, and 49ers, because folks, stick around. We're going to break it all down because I know all of you out there want to know our takes on that. Paul, I texted you the other day. I said the Warriors came back from 14 points down. It was an unbelievable comeback. And you said to me, "Sorry, I missed it. I was watching the Olympics."
Yeah, I was, baby.
Before we get to the real sports, Jesus, let's talk a little bit Olympics, okay? I can't get enough of this. Why aren't we in Milan, first off?
So, by the way, talking about the real, I saw this headline. It was The Onion or something. It was like, America is very much enjoying the Olympics while they watch figure skating and other sports. So it's basically it's a figure skating event every night at prime time, and then a bunch of other shit that happens during the day on Peacock.
Well, I would push back against that, and I'm going to say that in my Olympic pet peeves on why. But it's in Milan. Your lovely wife, Kristen. I mean, she loves Milan. She loves the fashion. I'm surprised you're not there just because of that.
She doesn't like crowds. She likes to shop in private. So we've been to Milan 3 times because it's the it's the gateway to the Italian Riviera, to Como, and so you go through Milan, and it's a fantastic place. The Duomo. They've got the Last Suppers there, which I recommend everybody see. Anyway, we thought about it, but it is getting her to watch sports, which is incredible. We're not watching our screeners. We're not getting ready for the Academy Awards. We are watching the Olympics every night. She likes it's prepackaged. She likes that 8 to 11 o'clock thing. Yeah. She can still be on her phone during it and shopping, kind of passively watching it.
Paul, when you started describing Milan being the gateway drug to other things,
Italian Riviera,
you got to tell me when you're going to go Kendall Corner. You got to tell me.
Nick knows. Nick's already had the music queued up.
Paul, I got to talk to you about a couple things. I'm going to do a little pet pleasures, pet peeves, quick Olympic edition. Save your real pet peeves for later.
So good bunny, bad bunny.
Yeah. First off, I have one word for you, Paul.
Yeah.
And for you, Nick, as well. Penisgate. Do you know about Penisgate, Nick?
No.
Okay. I got to say this, folks. If you know all about this, there was a story that broke before the Olympics that ski jumpers, and this is no bullshit here. My mother thought I was talking shit here. They're injecting their penises with hyaluronic acid in order to go further because the ski jumping suits are sized off of precise body measurements, including crotch height, and inflating the penis could slightly increase the suit, which would create more surface area and more lift, and you could fly further because every extra centimeter counts.
It does.
When you're flying.
Every centimeter does count.
That's a scandal right there,
true
Paul.
Things not the Olympics.
Here's my question. Could I get this done, Paul? I want to get 5% bigger, and I have no sporting event to prepare for.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
When you read that,
you're in training for
but you thought the same thing. When you heard the bulge, you're like, how does that work aerodynamically?
I also might add a little bit of weight, so maybe it makes some, I don't know. I took physics kind of. So,
yeah.
So there also is always Penisgate. This is what happens in the world. There was Penisgate, but remember the French pole vaulter who knocked the
Yes.
who had the huge schwanz. I just think they're making this shit up. That there's got to be Penisgate every Olympics.
Do you think
now.
they did that to drive like views?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's
yeah,
all
yeah.
bullshit.
If we renamed this pod Penisgate,
Well, I thought didn't we say rounding error? That's what we're
rounding
gonna
Rounding
call it.
error.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
And that you came up with that. That can
Yeah.
only come from someone who the IRS has had some issues with.
We were trying to get a new sponsor, and I said, "Hey, that's a
Jesus.
rounding error."
Paul, before we put the Olympics to bed, I have a couple of things. This is a pet pleasure of mine that I have, and I want your guys' take. I feel like the Olympics, Winter Olympics, aren't as entertaining because it's become too safe. There's not enough danger. I love when they crash.
Well, you must love Lindsey Vonn right now. You must be like pleasuring yourself to that broken leg.
I hate it when, like, I don't care about the human interest stories. It's not the thrill of victory for me. It's the agony of defeat. And watching these ski crashes is great. Those short tracks, when they kind of roller derby out and fly into a wall. I mean, remember in ABC Wild World of Sports?
Oh, of course.
Cut to that.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat.
Thrill of victory, the agony of defeat.
But here's the thing. You know that ski jump, and you've watched ski
Yeah.
jump. It's like precise. Their skis go into a thing. There's guardrails. In the 1970s, it was just a hill.
It was also some version of Evel Knievel. Yeah, that was great.
And I miss that stuff. Also, I think they should get rid of figure skating.
Then no one will watch it.
But see, they have to redo the competition. I think it should just be a triple and quad competition.
Quad God.
Quad. That's it. That's it. I don't need the ballroom dancing. Let's just do quad.
You didn't like the 90s ballroom dancing? The ice dancing was all the 90s music. So it was like Backstreet Boys, Spice Girls. So you're not watching the stuff I'm watching
I
with
saw
my
that.
wife.
I
Okay.
changed it.
Yeah.
I changed
Do you
the
know that
channel.
in ice dancing, they're not allowed to leave their feet?
Really?
Yeah, they can't jump. There's no jumping for the men.
That's another reason to get rid of the sport. This is what the Winter Olympics needs. They need some more contact. We need like ice wrestling or ice fencing or like the Oklahoma drill.
I just like a good boycott. The best one, 84, the U.S. won like every fucking medal. I didn't care that the Russians weren't there.
True. But
Yeah.
have you seen this sport now where they're doing the Oklahoma drill where it's like UFC?
No,
We haven't seen this?
No, I haven't seen that.
Nick, cut to the clip of this. It's basically two guys running and whoever can knock the other guy down.
What the fuck?
If you
It's
just
like jousting.
If you just do that in the snow, I think it would be incredible.
I saw in your notes, you have ice wrestling or something like that?
Yeah, ice wrestling. Oh, and I also had a thing where
It's like stripes. It's like you're like John Candy.
I'm gonna walk out of here a lean, mean fighting machine.
well, you know how it like at remember radio giveaways at a mall where they used to put you in a booth of money and the machine and all that stuff? They should do that in the snow. Like I would watch that shit. Last thing on the Olympics before we get off of this, the Chinese ski jumpers, Paul, are beautiful.
Okay, you're thinking of Eileen Gu, who's not really Chinese. You realize this, right?
No, I'm not thinking about her. I'm talking about the ski jump. I know who you're talking about. She's cute too. The literal.
She's a spy because she was born in America, but her mother's Chinese, and she goes to Stanford, and she became Chinese because the Chinese are paying her so much more money than the U.S. is because she's so popular there. You know, China has a rule: you can't be a dual citizen unless you're super hot, apparently.
But here's the thing, Paul, and I love that because I think I've already been to her Instagram account. These Chinese ski jumpers. Nick, listen to this.
The BLA podcast Instagram account sometimes gets mixed up with the Matt Ferrucci Instagram account.
No.
Yeah, things happen.
By the way,
on there that I'm not expecting.
Nick, I just want to tell you something. We both share the BLA Instagram account, but then my account is linked to it. So when I'm on my account, it'll give me ads for things that Paul's searching and vice versa. So all of a sudden, I'm like, why am I getting all these hotel ads for Lake Como?
Yeah, and I'm getting a lot of Rose Sparks ads.
Well, I thought that was you.
Yeah, never know. We'll never know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on with all the Rougier?
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of other things. My big thing on this, I'll put this to bed.
Yeah.
The Chinese ski jumpers, they're gorgeous. You see their name, you want to follow them on Instagram, and guess what? They don't have Instagram accounts because of Chinese communism.
Well, TikTok. Are they on TikTok?
No, I'm just saying, like in China, they probably tell them not to have a social media profile.
Okay, I had no idea. Again, all I've thought about is the fact that how did we let Eileen Gu become not an American? I feel like Donald Trump or something.
Her last name's Gu?
I'm surprised Gu, G-U. I'm surprised. She and Dick Hammer would be.
Well, no, I'm saying one of my
Goo Hammer?
I mean,
one of my favorite DJs is Peggy Gu.
Oh.
And she's very sexy.
I'm surprised Trump hasn't gone after her. He goes after everybody, right? Like he's like, oh, she's
Yeah,
she's disloyal. We're gonna kick her out of the country.
Right, exactly.
Except she's hot. He likes hot. So
he likes hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple pet peeves about the Olympics, but I'm going to save them for my pet peeves.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Folks, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to be back with Warriors, 49ers, and Giants right after this. All right, folks, we are back. Paul, we're going to dive right into it. Bay Area sports. Right now, I think the thing we should lead with is Golden State Warriors.
Agreed. Trade deadline just happened.
Yeah. I mean, what are you, let me set up the table here
It's
first.
actually the only sport that among the three that we mostly talk about that's actually in season. So this makes sense.
That is correct. Let me set the table here. I'm going to put the fork, the knife, and the napkins down. Since we last potted, the Warriors were cooking. Jimmy Butler was healthy. We won 13 out of 15. Then the ACL happened. Season derailed. Giannis sweepstakes. NBA Twitter gets us all hot and bothered. Absolute cock tease. We get to second base on Giannis, but we couldn't close. Don't you hate just getting to second base, Nick? You know what I mean?
I mean, anytime you get to second base is a good night.
I was going to say,
second base isn't bad, I guess,
I don't know
right?
what's wrong with you. I miss those days.
Well, maybe it's our interpretation of what second base is.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you know what's your interpretation that says second base?
Once you get married, by the way, there is no second base.
There is none. Yeah,
because literally, you're just like, they're like walking around the house, and you're like, oh, I'm seeing boobs again.
That's a good one. We could do a whole pod on that. Anyway, the Warriors pivoted. We traded Jonathan Kuminga. We got Kristaps Porziņģis. Paul, before I clear out, I do want your thoughts. You did break the news to me.
I did, which is amazing because you're on this and you're our NBA insider. Look at that. What is that, Matt? You should be drinking Day Trip.
Right.
Sponsored by Day Trip.
Drinking a LaCroix, I'll be honest.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. I, in general, like to clear out for you to do. You're our basketball insider. I did have one thought because, I have like dumb, random thoughts. So do you realize that we now have 2 pods on the team?
Yeah. Oh, my God. I didn't think about it that way.
We have Podziemski, and we got a guy with pods.
Pods.
Porziņģis has some disease called pods.
It's POTS.
Oh, POTS. Close enough.
POTS.
Either way, that can't be a good thing to have a pod and a pot.
When this happened, I know a lot of Warrior fans, including us.
I love, Matt, I love goofy white guys. But he hasn't played in how long?
He's played 17 games this year.
Okay, and he's got pots.
He's got pots. A lot of people on that were upset with the trade on Twitter were saying we traded for a guy with AIDS.
Jesus. I mean, that's probably better. You can play with that.
That's not a bad point, Paul.
Yeah.
I love that. Here's the thing. Warriors fans are getting all upset because I think the disappointment, Paul, was we wanted a move that would change the game for us this season. Right. Outside of Giannis, there was no move. I know we wanted someone else, but by doing this trade, we still have our first round draft picks. We didn't take on any bad or dead money. We still have a ton of flexibility. It seems like Kristaps is really excited to be here. He looked healthy in the press conference. 2 games ago, I saw him joking with Draymond and Steph. If he's healthy, this could really, really work. I just want to temper the Warrior fans' expectations. We were all disappointed, but there wasn't another move out there. And basically, we traded Kuminga for Kristaps.
But the reason there wasn't another move out there is because Kerr did everything humanly possible to destroy Kuminga's value.
Sure. I mean, there's that. I mean, we could all, dive into the past, but in the present.
This is the crystal ball episode.
I know.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's bad. I mean, I don't think we're going to compete this year. We're going to be in the play-in. We're going to be either a 7 to 10 seed because I don't know if you've seen this. The tanking in the NBA right now is of epic proportions. Like there's a tanking problem right now. The teams that are 11 to 14 are just throwing in the towel every game. Utah Jazz was up by 20 points going into the fourth quarter 3 days ago. They pulled all their starters and lost by 2.
Is that how we beat the Grizz the other night?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Well, they had some questionable stuff.
I was watching the Olympics, so I didn't.
I know. I understand that.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? A little bit of this trade, and the OGs will remember this, and I wonder if you'll remember this. In the 1980s, the Warriors traded for an all-star center by the name of Ralph Sampson.
Oh my God, I remember that. Yeah.
And we got him, and everyone was excited. Like, yeah, he's had been some injuries, but this guy's an all-star, unbelievable player. And he never scored more than 19 points a game for us, and he was gone after 2 seasons.
He was terrible.
In the 90s, we traded for Ronnie Cycli.
Oh, yeah, of course, Syracuse.
And he had a couple good seasons, but ultimately wasn't the guy who, when he came into the league. This feels a little bit like that.
Hey, look, I mean, maybe they can get some value. I don't know if he actually plays. Is he practicing? I should know all this. Again,
he's going to come back after the All-Star break. Here's a take that I think you're going to love, though, is I think Steve Kerr, we've won 2 of our last 3. Both games we were down by 14 points in the 4th. Steve Kerr is coaching these guys. Guy Santos is doing everything that he wanted Kuminga to do. I think he watched Kyle Shanahan coach with all those Best Buy All-Stars and all those guys off the street. And Kerr's like, hold my beer. Let me see if I can pull a Kyle.
Oh, I'm sure he's having a great time. I mean, by the way, and maybe, remember the year we went 15 and 50?
Yeah.
And, we got the pick that we fucked up on James Wiseman.
Yeah.
And I have a question for you about that.
Yeah.
We did come back and win the NBA championship in 2022, right? So let these guys, like some of the young guys play, see what you've got, and then make one last run next year with Steph and maybe get rid of Draymond. So you had a great take though, Matt, that I like throwing chum in. No, I want to hear you say it. But who Joe Lacob has become. What is the parallel in the NFL to another owner?
Got it. I think this was when I was trying to win the group chat. He's basically the Jerry Jones of the NBA.
Explain. I agree.
Jerry Jones was a guy who came into there and has completely taken a lot of credit for the success of their team early on. But ostensibly, he didn't do anything except pay for everything. And I think the same thing with Lacob. When Lacob got there, Steph Curry was already there. He was drafted by our friend Don Nelson. The draft, Draymond, Clay, that had nothing to do with Lacob at all.
Or Bob Myers, who gets all the credit for that. Who did it have to do with?
Who drafted those guys?
Jerry West.
Jerry West brought in Kevin Durant.
Yep.
Okay. All of this had nothing to do with Lacob.
And Mark Jackson, by the way, taught that team to play defense and got them kind of spring-loaded for Kerr to show up.
Right. I mean, I know we're kind of nitpicking here, but it really feels like it's kind of the Jerry Jones. He's meddled the Warriors out of a dynasty by nixing the Jonathan Kuminga trades, by telling Steve Kerr to draft Wiseman.
And Kuminga.
He wanted Franz Wagner with the Magic. So it's a little like Lacob's not a genius. He's a good owner. Listen.
By the way, as soon as he said that they were light years ahead of everybody because they're in venture capital and they figured everything out, you're like, dude, no, that's not. You're just fucking jinx yourself. But the Cowboys analogy is right on. They had that Herschel Walker trade. They had all those draft picks.
Yeah.
They had Jimmy Johnson came in.
Right.
He thought suddenly Jones is the smartest guy in the room, fires Jimmy Johnson, brings in Barry Switzer, wins one more, but then he takes over as GM, basically, like Lacob basically has done, and his son did for years. Fucked up all the drafts, and it's been mediocre ever since. Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was great, man.
Thank you, and I know you would appreciate that. I mean, at the same time, I'm like, a lot of Warrior fans need to calm down. We won 4 titles in 10 years.
I know. That's why. Hey, I'm calm. Did I seem calm?
No, you do. But I know there's a lot of people.
For me, I'm calm.
I have some friends though that have broken some things over the Golden State Warriors. So yeah, you listen. We still have our 4 first-round picks.
Okay.
This summer, we're still going after Giannis, and this is all setting up for next year to be the last dance. We're going to trade everything. We're going to get Giannis. We might get LeBron. There's a lot of chatter. We might go after Kawhi Leonard. Either way, we're going to be
we should just get every fucking old guy ever and just have and then they could make The Last Dance meets, I don't know, what's an old guy movie?
List.
What's that?
Bucket List.
Bucket List. But fuck it. That's a great, let's take it in. Seth Curry's got this GOAT movie now. He's like a producer in Hollywood. Last Dance meets Bucket List.
Is that the one with Morgan Freeman?
What's that?
And
Bucket?
Jack
Nicholson.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? It's the 2003 Lakers when it was Shaq. They got Karl Malone. They got Gary Payton.
Right.
A Death Rattle, like this old team together, and they didn't win the title.
They did not.
All right, folks, we're going to pivot right now to, you want to go Niners?
You do with basketball and you said pivot. That's amazing.
Yeah.
See,
when you get the ball, right, before you dribble, you're in a, it's called the triple threat.
Yeah.
Because you can dribble, pass, or shoot. Like when kids get the ball now, they're immediately putting it on the floor. Get the ball, look around. Telling all my dad friends this shit. 49ers.
What the fuck you talking about? Anyway, keep going.
49ers.
I like teams with old guys, like Al Horford.
By the way, Al Horford is playing incredible.
Playing great. He won that game from the other night.
Yeah, he's been playing.
I watched the highlights.
Yeah, he's playing great. You want to go with 49ers or Giants?
I think we got to wrap up the football season.
Let's do it. Do you want to set the table? I can set the table. I can set a new table.
You said a new table, man.
Okay, set a new table. 49ers. Last time we talked, we weren't even in the playoffs yet, but we did the playoffs. They showed a lot of heart, ultimately lost.
We did drop a bunch of prediction reels that fucking took the internet and social media by storm, man.
I think about 50,000 plus views.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Many more than that.
Many more than that.
Yeah.
Those were great. There were a couple of those things were, so I watched them like 10 times in a row.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we just have Nick watch it over and over again and like them on different names.
Yeah.
But when we lost to the Seahawks in the
last game of the season.
Yeah. And actually, I think both games, people would go back. We're like, hey, that reel did pretty well. The next thing we know, it'd be like 10 times as many people to go back and troll us further after their team won. People have a lot of time on their hand, and people are really fucked up. But anyway, let's go to the future. Let's go to the future.
What did the playoff run mean? Ultimately, how do you see the season and looking forward? Like, give me your 30,000 feet in the air view here.
It's a great question. The Niners have had this sort of Jekyll and Hyde thing under Kyle, right?
Yeah.
Where they get to the Super Bowl and then they have a bad year the next year and they don't make the playoffs and they have a lot of injuries. They obviously last year had a shitty year. This year they exceeded expectations on some level with all the injuries. They didn't go as deep into the playoffs. Guys need to stop getting shot. This whole electromagnetic field thing might be real.
We lead the league in guys shot.
Seemingly.
No, we do.
We got 2 now. We have another one?
No. There 3 guys on our team have been shot.
Who's the other guy? Pearsall?
Keon White and your buddy, the backup running back. Brian Robinson got shot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so we literally, I saw a stat today, we lead the league with 3 guys on our team that have been shot.
Things come in threes. So anyway, what do I think is going to happen? I think they got a lot of work to do. They need a wide receiver. That we saw what happened, that they can't separate. You've got Kittle, who has an Achilles, who's going to be out for a lot of next season.
Yeah.
We saw what happened when Kittle's not there to block. They stopped being able to run the ball. They got a lot of aging guys on this team. I read this thing, and I'm going to leave this with you, Matt. So we ripped on Joe Lacob. We got to rip on people, right? Particularly people that are more successful and richer than we are. So I'm going to rip on John Lynch. So John Schneider from the Seahawks got so much credit for what happened.
Yeah.
That Russell Wilson trade, how he drafted. Yeah. Everyone said the same thing about Howie Roseman, whoever the GM for
Philly.
And I think the guy who we have to blame is John Lynch. John Lynch did not go all in this year. If they'd gotten Leonard Williams or somebody like that, maybe they could have beaten. See, it was a winnable year this year. Those 2 teams in the Super Bowl were both pretty fucking shitty. That's why the game was so boring. And then on top of that, they have fucked up a lot of their drafts, right? And then the Trey Lance thing, Kyle's even now saying, and Mac Jones just said this week, Kyle wanted him. And Kyle admitted it. Kyle was on a podcast and he said, so why do you think they took Trey Lance? It must have been John Lynch. I blame John Lynch for this. They said the way you win the NFL right now is by having a dynamic, risk-taking general manager. John Lynch is not that guy.
Paul, ring the bell.
I love John Lynch. He's a Stanford guy,
Listen,
Hall of Famer.
I'm going to ring the bell here on Buster Posey's head and give me the siren I'm going to go to self-help corner real quick. Like, why do we have to blame anybody?
Because I have to blame myself, Matt. But I don't want to do that.
How is that conducive? This fandom, this fandom take. How does this help you in the long run?
Oh, this is our self-help corner. This is great, Matt.
Because
Thank you. You're right.
You're right. It's not positive. Even the Lacob and the Warriors thing, it's real hard running a franchise. Okay? I mean, we're not talking about Dan Snyder levels of buffoonery. We're not talking about the Browns. I hear what you're saying. Draft picks, yes. I don't think there was any way around what happened this season. I think we're all on the same sort of groove of like, what a great coaching job, Kyle did this year.
What are you on right now? You're so positive.
Listen, I want to say this. The people, there's a lot of yahoos like us that have podcasts and they're on TikTok, and I see clips of people saying that Kyle Shanahan, it's time for him to go. Those takes and the people thinking that call themselves Niner fans should stop talking about sports.
Well, I didn't do that. I threw,
you did not say
somebody else under the bus.
No, you did. But there's a lot of dummies out there that don't know what they're talking about. I think one thing you said that was right was, here's where I'm going to go with this. We need more speed on the outside. We need receivers. We need a whole new defense. We need to draft a whole entire new defense. But we have some real cap space. We got a lot of money we can spend in free agency. I think next year feels like the last dance. Trent Williams aging. CMC's got kids. They give him the ball 600 times a season. I know I'm exaggerating. Fred Warner's human. Bosa, 2 ACLs. Kittle, he'll be ready by week 1, he says. But I feel like we got to put all our chips on the table next year. I mean, the window is barely open. The window is almost closed.
Right.
With this core.
Right.
So I think we're going to make some big moves. I just know that whatever move we make, you won't be happy. Like, we'll go get A.J. Brown for the outside, and you'll be pissed.
No, I won't. I just want these guys to take a few swings, right?
Oh, man.
You know, again, to your point, they haven't drafted well enough. They haven't replaced any stars, and they're an aging unit, right? What Bill Walsh would have done. Bill Walsh always got rid of a guy 1 year too early, not 1 year too late.
No,
and the Warriors
perfect.
have been getting rid of guys 1 year too late, and the Niners are doing it too. At least the Warriors have 4 championships to show for it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, listen, the NFC West, the Seahawks are it looks like, I don't know if they're primed for a run. But the NFC is tough, man. The Rams are still there.
It's hard for anybody in the Super Bowl, but at least it showed how fucking tough the NFC West was.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I was happy for Sam as a USC guy.
I was happy for Dick Hammer.
Yeah, you were happy for his grandfather, the ghost of Dick Hammer?
The ghost of Dick Hammer.
We should start a
should
start a narrative pod about the ghost of Dick Hammer.
I was at the tennis club the other day. You know, like when I start with those things. I was at the tennis club the other day. I was having a beer after tennis in the bar, and I look up, and for some fucking reason, they're showing Highway to Heaven with Michael Landon.
Yeah, Michael Landon, baby.
So why don't we pitch a show called The Ghost of Dick Hammer?
Yeah.
Where Dick Hammer basically is played by, I don't know, who would be a good Michael Landon character for 2026?
Michael Keaton.
Great. No. It's got to be like a TV star, like I don't know, like Tom Selleck, but slightly younger.
Corbin Burnson.
Yeah. Anyway, The Ghost of Dick Hammer. We're going to pitch that, man.
Yeah, where Dick Hammer was the Marlboro man, Nick. That was
I wonder
his
if that
granddad.
means he died early, smoking.
Yeah, something like that. I need to find out where we're going to go from here. And I'm looking at my notes here.
We're going to the Giants, I think. Did we finish the Niners?
Did we finish on the Niners? I think we did finish on the Niners. 49ers next season, they're going to Australia to play the Rams.
That's a home game, right? That's supposed to be, because we have 9 home games?
No, that's supposed to be, that's an away game.
Well, that's fucking bullshit, because we take over SoFi.
Yeah,
that seems unfair to me.
But we still go to SoFi because we play the Chargers.
Okay.
But we're going to have a home game in Mexico City. They said probably.
Two games. I know the Melbourne game's happening, but I didn't think they announced
I heard there's a good chance we get the Mexico City game too. That's a lot of travel, but I'm down to go to Mexico City.
We got to go to that.
Because I've wanted to do my Narcos fantasy for a long time.
Which is what, getting arrested in Mexico?
No, I'm talking about all the good stuff that happens in Narcos. Yeah.
Let's talk about drug running across the border.
Yeah, I don't know.
Be careful doing that down there.
Narcos.
You're safer doing that here.
San Francisco Giants, folks, I don't know if you can smell it in the air, but spring training is almost here.
Let me get my mitt.
It's when optimism reigns. It's when the flowers start to come out, the grass starts to get a little greener, the smell of the leather, the sound of the bat, the wood, the cracking of the wood.
Watch out. Matt, here's I put my Princeton JV baseball hat on.
Yeah, look at that.
I look like Shoeless Joe.
You look like the bat boy in The Natural.
Go pick me out a winner, Bobby.
Okay.
Well, you just need a propeller on top of that
Bring
thing.
me a good one, Jimmy, or whoever the fuck that kid's name was.
Yeah. Here you go. There you go. Folks, San Francisco Giants, it's that time of the year, Paul. Let me set the table here on this third table, this four-top over here.
Are you hungry? Did you have lunch? Because you keep saying setting the table, so I'm wondering if
I didn't. I just had an omelet this morning. If I told you at the end of last season that we're going to sign 4 guys, and it's just going to be Harrison Bader, Luis Ariz, Adrian Hauser, and Tyler Mahl, you'd punch me in the face.
I would.
What is this team, Paul? And are you hopeful? I'm hopeful. I mean, we're always thinking about the wild card. I'm interested in what this team can be. I don't think we have enough pitching, but what's your thoughts? 30,000 feet view. Look out the plane.
I love that. Hey, Tony Vitalis, the guy, the aftershave guy, he comes in from Tennessee, and suddenly he's going to be the savior. Suddenly he's going to coach everybody up. right?
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit. There's a lot of Farhan stuff. I'm having like Farhan flashbacks.
Yeah.
Because there were Farhan's like, oh, we're gonna find like around the margin. We're gonna get the most out of random fucking guys, and we're gonna coach them up. We're gonna have 1,000 coaches, and that's a little bit. By the way, this was Buster's plan apparently. After I guess being told he couldn't spend money or any real long-term money, and yet they didn't even hire their entire coaching staff till like 2 days ago. And suddenly we're getting like, oh, they got 2 batting coaches instead of 3. I don't know. They were waiting on the 3rd guy.
Why are you stressing about the coaching staff? We got adults in the room. We got Dusty and Ron Washington.
Well, Ron Washington cut to that clip from fucking Moneyball. They got to teach our eyes how to play
first base.
You don't know how to play first base. Scott?
That's right.
It's not that hard, Scott. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Apparently, my mother and your mother both have better range at second base than Arise does.
Listen,
if you hit the ball to him, he'll catch it, but he can't move.
Listen, as a former second baseman that got 2 scholarship offers out of high school,
nice.
Yeah, I want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Second base is incredibly hard to play.
Yeah, sure. Harder than first base, I guess.
Yes, it is.
According to Ron Washington.
100%. Yeah. 100%.
What do I think is going to happen? I'm so happy baseball's back. I don't even know if I care. I think that they're look, I actually like that they got Arise. I like because it's Arise. It sounds like I got a rise out of him. Yeah.
But I thought you meant what you were talking about was like the Rougier and the Row and
well,
the
that's
Sparks.
it too. Yeah, well, there's a sponsor waiting for him.
So
but
Nick didn't even flinch because he's young.
Yeah, well,
he didn't even flinch.
He also is just
he's like
he's like my wife. He hears stuff too many times.
He's like you guys.
He just doesn't even hear it.
You guys are popping Viagra like Skittles. What's wrong with you guys? Just spike to the top of Kilimanjaro.
Too many Dick Hammer jokes.
So what I tell you about the fucking Giants is that they have no pitching. I don't understand how they think this is going to work. Doogie Howser, apparently his nickname's Doogie, right? Of course it is.
Yeah.
He always gets hurt. Molly, what's his name? The guy,
Tyler.
He gets hurt all the time too.
Yeah, Hauser.
Robbie Ray, they pitched into the ground last year after coming off Tommy John because Bob Melvin's like, hey, you guys are going to fire me. I'm going to ruin your team on the way out the door.
Yeah.
So anyway, they have no pitching. I think that maybe they know something we don't. Maybe Trevor McDonald's going to be great. Maybe Hayden Birdsong is going to get his brain turned on sideways and it'll work again. I don't know. But anyway, I'm excited about this team. I'm excited Arise can actually make contact.
Yes.
Won't be striking out all the time.
Correct.
I actually think they're going to be kind of fun to watch on offense. I'm very worried about the fact that they have no closer, no relief pitching order, and they've got a bunch of starters that are probably going to get hurt. All that said, I'm glad it's baseball season.
Yeah, I mean, Paul, you made it very difficult for me to like kind of go to a self-help corner here because you started off kind of like the John Lynch thing where I was like, it's okay to be positive in this world before it ultimately disappoints you and lets you down.
Right.
I don't think you're wrong. I think you've nailed it on the head. I think this team is going to be a lot of fun to watch. We're going to score a lot of runs,
Wow.
I think.
You think so?
But I think our
Maybe.
pitching, I mean, look, Devers, Arise.
Yeah, full season Devers. Yeah.
Adames, Chapman. We got Ramos, who I think will take another step. You got Bader, who I love. I mean, that guy looks, he should be jumping off the top rope like Brett the Hitman Hart.
He gets hurt a lot too because he plays hard. But
Jung Hoo, we got. I think the bats are there. I mean, I don't know.
I think Jung Hoo moving to right is going to be great. His offense is going to get better.
Notice how I did not mention Patrick Bailey when I was talking about the bats. I don't know what he did this offseason. But I mean, if we can get maybe 10 points more out of his batting average, but you're right, the pitching staff, it's a ragtag band-aid of Han Solo, Millennium Falcon, hired guns. I don't know what the fuck.
I don't know either. The last thing I'll say in this, and I know everybody wants Bryce Eldridge to start the season.
Yeah,
in the bigs. I totally disagree with that. I think that I think that he's not going to unless he just hits the snot out of the ball during spring training. It totally messes up their lineup. They've got a bunch of DH first base guys. They got to teach this kid how to play outfield. And he's got to. They don't ruin him like they've ruined everybody else. Like don't ruin him like they did Luciano or Matos or all these or Joey Bart. All these fucking guys that were supposed to be the next bonus baby who they couldn't figure out how to develop. Give the kid some time.
I mean, I think he's going to make the team. I mean, he's going to mash the ball. He mashes the ball every spring training.
But he strikes out like 50% of the times and he can't play defense.
Well, the whole thing with I think a couple of those prospects they traded away is they didn't bring it up soon enough and let them play. And I think he's going to be the DH.
Do you know they're starting
to sell tickets?
They're starting the season. We have the opening night. This is on Netflix against the Yankees.
Oh fuck yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
and is it in New York? I think it is.
I think it's in San Francisco.
Interesting.
Because we never open at home, and I think it is. And then they get a day off, and then they're doing an opening day. Leave it to the Giants to figure out how to monetize this. They'll probably have Hello Kitty events both days and some kind of Heritage Day as well.
Listen, the Hello Kitty, I was working the Warriors Hello Kitty Day. There was lines all the way down 3rd Street. People love the Hello Kitty shit.
I know. I know you do.
There was a couple that came up.
Based on your thing about the Chinese ski jumping team or something, that sounds like you love Hello Kitty.
I had a couple come. They were from Beijing, and they came specifically for the Hello Kitty giveaway at Chase Center for the Warriors. They were just 2 people. They asked me, can I buy more tickets? And I said, do you have more people coming? They said, no. And I'm like, why do you want more tickets? Because if we got like 8 tickets, we'll get 8 Hello Kitties. And I'm like, it doesn't work that way.
It does not work that way.
Paul, real quick, what's the over-under on Giants win total?
Well, they're 500. They're 500 every year.
Yeah.
Right?
So what is it?
I think I'm going to go 82 and 80.
The over-under for wins is 81.5 in Vegas. So what do you think? Do you think you're going to go over or under?
I just said over. 82.
Over, 82.
Yeah.
God, that's 82 and 80 sounds so shitty. Folks, that is your Bay Area Roundup. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with some pop culture thingamajigs. All right, folks, we are back. And before we get to the rest of it, we should probably go to the sponsor the reason we have this podcast. Paul, do you want to try to go with the sponsor
Sure.
tag?
I don't have anything written, and then the delivery didn't show up. But we'd want to just give a shout out to our buddies at Day Trip. I got the hat on if you're watching. Our good pal Joey Canada, our friends there. They make the best, most delicious. Fuck this poppy shit and the Ollie Pop and whatever these things are. This stuff's way better. Prebiotic sodas and CBD infused sparkling shit. It's delicious. It's the best. It's San Francisco based. Drink it. Keep the lights on. Keep Matt rolling in the dough and rolling in Viagra.
I love me some sparkling shit.
I mean, I'm so proud. I was on the other side here, like the actor off camera, just trying to give him everything. You know, trying to give you what you needed.
Matt, I was the Yankee Doodle guy. You don't remember that I worked in advertising for years.
Listen,
I was the Yankee Doodle guy.
I know what's on the CV, but that was 1,000 years ago.
Did you ever see the Yankee Doodle ad? I didn't pay for a drink for 5 years in L.A. It was on ESPN constantly. I was at the Yankee Doodle restaurant down on 3rd Street Promenade. I was a Yankee Doodle guy. I got drunk. I met this girl. She wrote her number on my hand, and I woke up the next thing, and I'm like, what did I do last night? And the next thing I know, I'm in the shower, and I realized she wrote her number on my hand back when people had phone numbers and shit. And I looked down, and the ink is going down the drain, and I said, no. And then it said, Yankee Doodle's a place to remember.
You know what? You just reminded me of a story that I probably shouldn't tell, but I'm going to tell it anyway. I was on a date on the 3rd Street Promenade 23 years ago. I was in rehab.
My favorite story to start like this,
and I got out of rehab.
This is once upon a time for me.
Yeah. I think I was working as a tech at Promises. Anyway, this beautiful girl came in. She was a patient. She came in. We became friends. She got out. She did her 30 days. She was staying at a sober living. And we went on a couple of dates. And I remember I was on the 3rd Street Promenade. And I was like, man, this girl, I think this could be something. A buddy of mine called me because we weren't really texting back then. It was like 01. He's like, you know who that is? I'm like, what are you talking about? And he sent me a website. She was like this big time adult star.
Oh, well, Nick knows about this.
But then I went to a couple of links, and boy, oh boy, let's just say, like before there was that woman who was doing 100 guys in like 1 hour, there was this woman. And it was just so, and I remember was
this Debbie from Debbie Does Dallas?
It was on those levels. And I was just like, I had such a lovely date with her on the 3rd Street Promenade. And like, how do I continue, seeing this girl?
I guess you didn't.
I did not. I always wondered what happened to her though.
No. You couldn't bring her home to Lori. Your mother would not have approved.
I couldn't. Folks, welcome
we
to
got to get in under an hour, Matt. We're never under an hour.
All right.
By the way, the microphone literally just hit me in the mouth.
Well, that's what happens sometimes. You know what I mean?
I'm out of practice.
Hey, man, Pet Peeves, Pet Pleasures. You said you were going to save that. Go.
Okay.
Pet Peeves.
So real quick, we got to get in under an hour because we don't have a guest. We actually do, and we have a really, really important announcement. There's a reason we didn't have a guest in this episode. One, Matt and I want to get reacquainted. Two, we got to talk to Nick here in a minute. Okay. Because we've already talked to him part of it, but we've got another thing happening. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got 2 Olympic pet peeves. One, I feel so bad for this Michaela Schifrin chick. Like, and not just because she's attractive. She's also like the greatest skier of all time, right? Literally. And she cannot win any of these races. And last night I'm watching, they made her on NBC watch all of her failures and commentate on them in some studio before her race. And she agreed to do it. Which, God, I think she seemed like a lovely person. Remember, her father died before the last Olympics.
Is she an American skier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Schifrin, right? Nick, you know she is,
Yeah,
right?
of course. Yeah.
So she's by far the best slalom skier ever. She won 8 of the last 9 slaloms coming into this. She goes in yesterday. It's a combined thing with her teammate Buzzy Johnson or whatever that girl.
Breezy Johnson. Come on.
And she has the worst race of her life where she didn't fall down. Mentally, she's so screwed up, and NBC, I blame NBC for making her relive the thing. And she should have, and whoever her publicist is, they should have been like, don't mess with her head. Don't make her sit there and look at all her failures over the last, 4 Olympics.
But Paul, it sounds like what they tried to do was they tried to neg her into some goodness. I mean, they did the Paul Rule manifesto
First
on
of all,
this.
I'm sick of you being so positive, Matt. I want to hear your pet peeves. Anyway, I'm going to save my other pet peeve.
No.
My other pet peeve is I'm tired of Snoop Dogg in the Olympics.
Oh, you know what? Go bark in another corner. Snoop Dogg's the best thing about the Olympics.
He was great this summer. I don't know what it is.
Him, the hit thing he's got going, the sexual energy with Martha Stewart is incredible.
That wasn't even in this. She's
will
not
they,
even
won't
here. Martha Stewart's not even in the winter.
In the promos, she is.
All right.
In the promos, I think Snoop and Martha Stewart are.
Okay.
I got a pet peeve. This is just the most random thing ever. Nick, do you know about the batting stance guy on Twitter?
No.
Okay.
I do. And friend of the pod, Aaron White, keeps sending this guy to me.
Okay, well, this is my hot take. Batting stance guy, he's terrible. He's not good at what he does. They're all caricatures. I feel like I'm watching a cartoon impressions of the batting stances. As a guy who knows all these batting stances, who used to emulate them, he's not good at his job. Why does he have so many followers? Why are people retweeting him? He's not good at batting stance impressions. They're bad.
I agree. I had the same thought, Matt. But we're finally agreeing.
Finally agreeing. Jerry Rice, that's my other pet peeve. He was all over the Super Bowl week, talking, radio, row, everything. The guy's got a punch-drunk boxer energy, and I love Jerry. But he said if Joe Montana was a woman, he would have dated him.
That seems fine to me.
There's a reason why
What's wrong with that?
He's not on ESPN for a reason, because he puts his foot in his mouth all the time. He's got this get off my lawn, like weird. You know what? In fact, I think I want to see Jerry have his own show. Jerry Rice should have his own show.
Let's get him on the podcast. Let's audition him.
Let's do it. And then do you have another pet peeve for me?
No. I'm all positive.
Last
from
one,
here on out, Matt.
just hockey. Hockey fights. I turned on ESPN the other day and I was watching. Hockey fights is the greatest thing ever. It's a pet pleasure. No ejections. They put him in a penalty box. That used to happen in the NBA and MLB, and sports were better for it with the controlled chaos.
So somebody was sitting around. I think it was Tony Capaglia maybe this week, sitting around the famous Reggie Jackson home run where he circles the bases, stares down the pitcher, and then rushes the mound and gets in a full-on brawl. Yeah. That doesn't happen anymore. I totally agree with you.
I mean, there's videos of like Larry Bird and the Pistons throwing closed fists at each other, and there was a technical, and everyone stayed in the game.
And the 24-second clock goes down, and Bird and Leveer go at it.
We got to start our own league.
Do you want to do a couple of best things real fast, or do you want to just?
No, let's get to. You got a few best things. I've actually been watching some shit, but
we're gonna save our big talk. I think we should do our Oscar thing next pod.
Okay.
Because we're gonna do a pod before the Oscars.
When is the Oscars? I don't know. What day is the Oscars?
March 18th.
Okay.
March 18th, and I think it's going to be one of the best Oscar races of the year. Like, I'm actually going to watch.
Really?
There's like 5 movies in contention.
Okay.
Real quick, if people are trying to figure out what to watch, Is This Thing On was my favorite movie of 2025. That's going to start streaming soon. Will Arnett, directed by Bradley Cooper. I saw it twice, and I think I loved it because Will Arnett's character reminded me of me. Yeah, it was wonderful. Sentimental value, masterpiece. I've never thrown that word around. Absolute masterpiece. I loved The Rip. The Rip was fun. It was a good time. Hamnet was a joy.
Really? I haven't seen Hamnet
People
yet.
are talking about it. It's like crying. If you want to go cry and crying therapy, go see that. I didn't cry once, but it was a great film. It was, Marty Supreme, loved it. My boy Timothy Chalamet, I loved it very much. TV, Steel on Amazon.
Right.
hedge fund gets robbed of billions. That's right up your alley.
Right, and the gal from Game of Thrones,
Sophie
Turner. I like her.
Sophie Turner, Night Manager 2.
Yeah, I was very excited about that. 10 years after the first one.
Girl, you remind me of Tom Hiddleston.
I've been to the one of the Night Manager spots in Zermatt from the first one.
Yeah. Okay, quickly, Ponies on Peacock. First Peacock show I ever saw. It's about 2 girls in 1977 that are spies. A lot of fun.
So let me tell you, my mother was a spy. I got to tell you this story, and it was basically this idea.
Okay,
I'm going to tell you about it in the next pod.
You tell me about the next pod. Yeah. Here's the thing: Drops of God season 2 is out.
I'm excited, but I can't watch anything till the Olympics are over, man.
I'm not excited. I saw the teaser. I'm like, this doesn't excite me.
Yeah, maybe sometimes you don't need a second season.
And here's my hot take. Last thing, Hijack. Season 2's out. I've watched.
On a train. It's on a train this time.
I watched 4 episodes of it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I can see that
I
too.
think they didn't want to be Die Hard 2 or Die Hard 3, like Die Hard on a train. They should have, because now I don't give a shit.
It sounds like a pet peeve for you could be limited series that become successful, so they decide to do a second season, and then the second season sucks.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because it was done as a limited series. Both of these things you're talking about.
Yeah. Do you have any best things you want to throw out there to recommend?
So I'll throw one out there.
Yeah.
So my favorite movie of the year, believe it or not, and I haven't seen everything, but I'm pretty caught up, was Frankenstein.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know. Well, Sinners. I love Sinners. So Sinners is up there. My 2 favorites.
Frankenstein?
So I love the book. I've read the book multiple times. One of the few books I've read twice. It's the first, and I've seen probably every version of a Frankenstein movie. It's the first one that actually got the book mostly right. I didn't know Jacob Elordi could actually act. I thought he was a good actor? I thought he was good. I didn't know Guillermo told. Anyway, it's Oscar Isaac. I didn't like his performance. He was too crazy. I thought it was a little one-noted how much he hated his own creation. But it's the closest to Mary Shelley's book of anything I've seen, and I think it's actually very timely. And I really enjoyed it.
There you go. There you go, folks. Yes, we had a little bit of news before we get out of here. I don't want to make this a big thing because I still don't believe this.
First of all, do we have Kleenex? Because I'm going to start crying.
No,
again.
You're not going to cry. There's no crying in baseball.
You wonder why I'm being kind of aggro and like everyone like mad at everybody? This is why, people. This is why you wait till the end of the pod to find out what's going on with Paul.
Yeah, we should put it in the title. Paul might cry.
Yeah.
Folks, our beloved Nick Conrad, our producer and editor, for 50 episodes. This is actually the 50th episode. He came on episode 10.
Oh
and
my
even
God.
though this is 59, that makes 50 pods. Yeah. He came on and he's turned into family on the Beat LA podcast. It turned into this thing where we said, cut to the clip, Nick. This pod is only at 3 million viewers because of Nick Conrad's affability, personality, his inspiration. He's such a great collaborator. Anyone who works with Nick Conrad is going to want Nick Conrad on your team. We are better podcasters, and this is such a good podcast because of him. Unfortunately, he's going to become a spy. He got a better paying gig. But Nick, thank you for all the work you've done on the Beat LA podcast. Paul and I do truly mean we do love you very much.
This has been truly a pleasure of mine, and I did not come empty-handed. I do have parting gifts for you both.
Yeah, parting gifts.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, my God.
Oh, hey, baby.
Look at that.
Look at that. We got Super Bowl pins. Oh, this is great.
And they do not say anything about the teams playing in the Super Bowl, just the Bay Area.
I love this.
I love San Francisco Bay Area. They try to include everybody.
I love this.
Thank you, Nick. See, that's great. That's like you went on vacation like I do with Matt, and I bring you a gift.
Nick, we are taking you to Paul's favorite restaurant, Musso and Frank's.
Musso and Frank's.
And we're going to get you really drunk.
Yeah.
And hopefully HR calls your company. Your new
No,
company.
we're going to the body shop, and then we're going to post a bunch of shit online, and then he's going to get fired from the new job. So just so everybody knows, Nick is going to work. Nick is about to become a billionaire.
Yeah.
And he's going to work at a robotics AI company that is going to take over the world. And Nick is going to be so rich that someday he's going to sponsor the pod.
I love that.
I feel like I'm getting in on the ground floor of either a pets.com or a Google and nothing in between.
Wow.
Web van.
I bet you had some pets.com stuff.
No. I knew better.
That's great.
But hey, Nick, we're gonna miss you, buddy. Like we never would have made it this far without you.
I don't know what we're gonna do without
We'll never
him.
replace you until you build a robot that looks like you and talks like you and does exactly what you can do.
That's coming 2027.
You know what's funny is in 3 episodes we're gonna have a huge guest and we're gonna bring Nick back for that, and he's gonna be back for that.
Right. We're just trying. This is what they call sweeps. They used to talk about like February, whatever. You're trying to get the ads out. The advertisers come in because you want to get more eyeballs. We're trying to make it seem like Nick's leaving, and people are going to get so upset. They're going to be, I got to tune in. It's Nick's last episode.
That's a great point.
It's like hosting a funeral before you're actually dead, so you can hear all the nice things that people have to say about you.
Right.
That's great.
So maybe he's lying to us. Maybe he just wanted to hear. He's like, where's my fucking Christmas bonus?
You know what Nick told me? Nick told me, and you can take this however you want. People on the inside know. Nick said this is his favorite podcast he's ever produced.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
I know that for sure because would you rather work on this or with Diego Torres Palma?
I can't believe you're saying names.
No, we love Diego.
We love Diego. We love Diego.
The Podfather.
The Podfather. Folks, that is this Beat LA podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope we're back in the saddle, 2026, baby. And we're going to be back in a couple weeks.
We're going to start having guests again now that we wanted Nick to have a wide berth so we could give him proper love. We didn't want another stranger here in our final threesome.
There it is, our final threesome.
I feel so dirty.
There's no such thing as a final threesome. Yeah. Let's get a foursome going. All right, folks. Until next time, Paul.
Beat LA.